Hi, it's Thea, your divine feminine educator and evolutionary astrologer. And in this video, I really want to just give you a three-eye atlas update and how to use this most powerful energy of this visitor as it passes through during this specific time. And this specific time where three-eye atlas is in our inner solar system is on the other side of the sun. So we can't see it from the earth. And this is called being in the underworld. And when it's in the underworld, this is a perfect time for you to go inward. This is a perfect time to do shadow work. So that's the main thing that I really want to talk about today is how to support you in doing shadow work. I think in the other video, I gave you some links to what did I call it? Three Atlas Divine Feminine Toolkit. So I think that toolkit's going to get bigger, especially in this video. So I'll have a bunch of links below for you to explore so that you can go inward. You know, the weather is now getting colder, the days are getting shorter. So it is a perfect time to go inward. And because Three Eye Atlas is really wanting us as a species to become more conscious, we have to do our work. We have to do our part. And whether you're doing it, basically, I believe this is a high frequency energy that's coming in. They say it's very, very old, ancient. Um, and so, of course, I always say, this could all be propaganda and not even really happening. However, I'm feeling it. And one of the things, and I've told you this before, is if you get tired, rest, because you are being bombarded with higher frequency energy, whether that's this from the sun or from Three Eye Atlas or just the resonance of the planet. Like I said, I'm not a scientist, but we are supposed to evolve. That's why I studied evolutionary astrology. And Three Eye Atlas is really going to help us evolve, but you have to do your work, and you can either go kicking and screaming, or you can actually be ahead of the game. And that's the beauty of astrology. And, knowledge is power. Wisdom is experience. And so this is an experience that we're going to be going through just for a short period. Three Atlas came in July. It's going to be gone by March 16th. It's going to leave a wake in its path. I don't really know fully, but I want to be the messenger to help support the process of, well, right now, specifically in this time period, October and November, specifically for us all to do our shadow work, for us all to go inward and be more conscious of our unconscious behaviors that are driving our relationships and causing actually dysfunction and making relationships unhealthy. And this is an opportunity. And, because Venus is also involved in this as well. So, it's November the 3rd is when Three Eye Atlas is going to be closest to Venus. So it's on the other side of the sun from the Earth. And then it's going to be closest, it's perihelion, which is the closest to the sun. And then that's on October the 29th. And then it's going to be closest to Venus on November the 3rd. But still, all the while in this, Three Eye Atlas will be in the underworld and in the shadow, right? And so this is shadow work around relationships. So I have a lot of good stuff to share. But before I do that, I want to give you the overview of the dates again, when this is all happening. Now, remember, Three Atlas came in July the 1st. And think about that. Go back and think, what was happening July 1st in your life? June 30th, July 1st, any specific thing that happened during that time, because that's when Three Atlas came into humanity's consciousness. Then we had October 3rd, which already passed, and that's when it was closest to Mars. And that is the closest it's going to get to any of the planets. And then after that, we have October the 29th, which is coming. And that's going to be closest to the sun. Then November the 9th is closest to Venus. And these are the two where it's going to be in the underworld. And so this is a good time to do that shadow work, especially around relationship, because we're talking about Libra. December the 19th is when it's closest to Earth. So that's going to be powerful. So Three Eye Atlas will be the closest to Earth, but it's going to be on its way out of the solar system. March 16th, then it's going to be closest to Jupiter, and then it's going to leave. So This is basically from July to March 16th. And this is almost a 9-month process. So 3i Atlas is helping us birth something. What is it helping birth in you? 3i Atlas has already kind of blown my mind a bit because I've had to do a lot of investigation. Not a lot of astrologers are actually taking this from an astrological point of view because it's an interesting thing. Astrology and astronomy used to be married as one, and they've been separated out. This is at least how I see it. And this 3i Atlas has blown my mind open on seeing astrology in a whole different way. There's tropical astrology, there's constellation astrology. And so I am starting to see how these two interact, and I want to be part of, but then I have to learn a bunch of astronomy. I have to be part of bringing astronomy and astrology together and kind of not letting go of tropical astrology, but adding to, because you see, tropical astrology is the solar system, and we are earthlings in our solar system. And this is very important for us in our own human development, our soul's development, is to understand the patterns, the psychological patterns that we need to overcome to expand our consciousness. And so constellation astrology, 13 sign astrology, there's deeper knowledge and wisdom with all of this, I believe, is how you can then become more of a, just not a solar system soul, but you get beyond the solar system and you go out into the cosmos, into the universe, into the galaxies and that kind of thing. So you free your soul. I mean, is that not wild? That's for a deeper discussion. But I want you to think of this. 3i Atlas is coming in on the ecliptic plane. There's a lot of anomalies about 3i Atlas, right? But one of the things is it's coming in on the ecliptic plane. That's the orbit that all the planets go around, the orbit around the sun, right? Our solar system. But it's going the opposite direction. And it's basically going to make a semicircle. And so it's stirring things up in the opposite direction. So all the planets are going, for example, going around this direction, and it's coming and it's stirring things up. Now, I always did think, in our world, the way we've been programmed and what we should do and who we really are and what we really want to express within ourselves. But we end up succumbing to what we should do instead of who we really are, right? Not all of us, but I mean, we all kind of go along to get along and do the right thing in society and that kind of thing. But, when it's extreme, like, not following your heart, marrying the wrong person, and then ending up getting divorced because that person wasn't the right person for you. And you actually knew it when you were there on the altar, but you had spent so much money putting the wedding together, that you're going along to get along and you're trying to do the right thing, but in end effect, you weren't, right? That's just one example. So this is about us really, truly stepping in. It's about you stepping into who you really are on a deeper level. That's what 3i Atlas is really supporting you in doing. So if this is going from, and this is tropical astrology, is going from Sag over to Cancer, where is Sag? What houses are Sag through Cancer in your chart? So for me, it goes, and it's going the opposite direction. This is the first house to the 12th house. But for example, in my chart, it's going from the first house all the way over to the 8th house. And so it's moving through basically self-discovery, being able to give it to the collective, which is what I'm doing with these videos, and expanding my own horizons through that process and deeper emotional processing for myself. If it's going from your just on the bottom of the chart, then it's going to be like going into like what is your purpose, what gives you meaning, more purpose and creative expression, and how are you going to resource and develop yourself? Or if it's on the top part, just the top part of the chart, it's going to be giving to the collective and expanding your horizons in the process. So these are just examples, but they're all in just basically astrological analysis of how 3i Atlas is coming through your natal chart and lighting you up. Now, I didn't even talk about the degrees, but if you have any planets at 7 degrees, 6 degrees, 26 degrees, 28 degrees, 15 degrees, then it's lighting you up, right? It's activating you. And the other thing is, what areas is it activating? Like, for example, the first house is about activating you. The second house is about activating your resources. The third house is about activating communication and connecting. The fourth house is about activating family, hearth, and home. The fifth house is about your own self-expression. The sixth house is about work and your vocation. Seventh house is about relationships. Eighth house is about intimacy and deeper and shadow processing. Ninth house is about expanding your horizons. 10th house is about you claiming your own authority and how people see you in the world. The 11th is your friends and your community. And the 12th house is something beyond yourself. It's the collective, and it's service. And the 12th house is always so difficult to describe, but it's a Pisces energy, a Neptunian, that we are all connected. And so giving back to the collective. So what, there's going to be at least 5 or 6 houses that it's affecting. What areas of your life that it's actually affecting would be valuable for you to know. Okay, so that's what I want to do, give you those dates. Now, since this is October and November with the visitation of Three Eye Atlas, this is a perfect time for you to go inward, to do shadow work. And I have a bunch of tools. I've been on the computer looking at all the different things that I have on my website. When I was full-time a divine feminine educator, I wrote over 250 blogs and a lot of other content. I call myself an information artist. But I'm going to have a bunch of links for you. So the two things, I'm sorry that I'm lifting up the computer like that because I have something underneath my laptop. But I wanted to talk about this idea of shadow work. It's about you getting to know you on a deeper level, and you looking at those parts of yourself that aren't so fun to look at. But the beauty of it is, number one, now's the time. Three Eye Atlas is supporting you, and I'm supporting you. And so let me tell you some of the things that would be really good, like shadow habits, relationship habits that don't support healthy relating. These are great. This is a great time for you to look at that and process them. So projection is one shadow habit, right? It's basically criticizing or blaming your partner or somebody else for traits that you actually have. Another one would be people pleasing or avoiding conflict, right? Going along to get along. Or another one would be micromanaging. You only feel safe when you can be in control. And you drive other people crazy in the process and actually belittle them because you're not really supporting their own personal empowerment. You're trying to have them do it the way you want them to do it. And it's very disempowering for the other person. Defensiveness. You cannot have intimacy if you're either you or you're with someone else that always puts up a wall, right? That just aren't open. Sabotage, self-sabotage, undermining closeness or intimacy. Resentment and holding grudges. That's a big one. I mean, all of these are big, but some people hold grudges for years, for a lifetime. It's not worth it. From an evolutionary astrology point of view, you've been dancing with this person other lifetimes, and now is the time to clear that energy and open your hearts to each other. Over attraction to triggering partners. So that's basically, what's the word that I'm looking for? The bad boy, attracting unhealthy relationships. That's not good. And you do need to outgrow that if that's what you are attracted to. And then, the best way to really look at, to do this shadow work is to see what triggers you, because right there and then, when you have an emotion sparked by how someone's acting or what somebody is saying, or there's a person in your life, that person, it's that you may think, I just got to get away from that person, but that person is your biggest gift for your own personal development. That doesn't mean you need to interact with them necessarily. You just need to go in and see where are the places and spaces inside you that you're disconnected from wholeness, that you're disconnected from love. So these are really important. This is a very important time and opportunity for you to really do some shadow work during October and November and a little bit of December as we move into we're going to be in the holidays during this time. So a lot of family stuff will come up, family of origin issues as well, right? So perfect time to be doing all this work. I wanted to give you that list directly from what I wrote here so that I wouldn't forget. Now, there's other things, maybe other shadow habits that you have that you're even thinking. Passive aggressive behavior is another one. And there's positive like shadow habits. Like one is, always being the bright light and always be. I remember one time this is years ago, and I inherently am a very upbeat, positive person, but boy, does life knock you down. And so, that's how you gain wisdom. But I remember, just always seeing the bright side and always wanting to be happy and always wanting to shine my light at people. I still do. But I remember one time just I was going to go to the health food store and I was sitting in my car and I was just having an emotional day. And I was like, I can't be happy for everybody else, And so I think maybe that's one of my gifts is to inspire people, but I can't do it at my own personal cost, right? So look at what it is for you. What are these patterns that you have that are not healthy for you, that rob you of energy, that don't let you awaken your soul and evolve? This October and November are the greatest time for you to be doing this. Now, remember, we have October the 21st coming is the new moon. And then we have October the 29th, which is closest to the sun. And then November 3rd, closest to Venus. So we have all of this new moon of this new energy coming forward of how can I step into being the new me with more consciousness around how I'm people pleasing, or more consciousness around how I'm projecting all my stuff on the closest person that I love, or what resentments am I holding on to that I now really need to forgive and let go, right? This is the perfect time to do that. So the last thing that I want to do now, I'm going to be, I have all these notes here to make sure I don't leave anything else out. I have a lot of links I'm going to put down at the bottom, which are what I call my 3i Atlas, a Divine Feminine Toolkit, right? That's growing. So I'll have a bunch of wonderful links for you to look at. And I have one article, it's 9 ways to embrace your feminine power. So when we're doing shadow work, we're going inward. And inherently, we all have a lot of masculine energy. We all have to be on. We have to go and conquer the world. And, we're not really connected to the divine and trusting in the process and opening up our receptive channels. So there's so much to learn for all of us, whether you are masculine, feminine, or anywhere in between, of really balancing the masculine and feminine energies within you. So I have some of the things that I'm going to put as toolkits in the Divine Feminine, 3i Atlas Divine Feminine Toolkit. I'm going to give you an article that's about how to process your emotions, okay? I'm going to give you a webinar that's about heart talk. We all talk head talk, and head talk is perceptions and opinions, and I'm telling you, it will get you in trouble in relationship. And we think we're communicating the truth, but we're communicating our own perception and not in real time what's happening with us. And that puts the other you wouldn't believe how much our communication style puts the other person on the defensive. Let me give you an example. You hurt me is different than saying, I feel hurt. I feel hurt is not making the other person wrong. You're just telling the other person your reality, what's happening to you inside. And the only way you can communicate that way is if you are more connected to you. So that webinar on how to do heart talk is going to be in the link below. The article, Nine Ways to Embrace Your Feminine Power. And I was just looking at that article. And that article, just that alone will give you a big workshop. And I'm going to go into it a little bit here because I have the 9 ways. I'm going to tell you about them just briefly. But in that article are links to other articles. Okay. And so you'll have a blast just going through that. I'm also going to give you a link, which I did last time, the 7 secrets to deeply loving and honoring your body. Because see, if you're going to do shadow work is about looking at these unconscious parts of us that we've stuffed down, and then the emotions that we've stuffed down. And so you have to deal with your emotions, and your emotions are energy in motion. And where are they located? They're located in your body. They're not in your head, they're in your body. So we are actually being called now with the support of 3i Atlas in this birthing process from July to March to become feeling beings instead of thinking beings. This is so powerful and important. And so this 7 secrets to deeply honoring and loving your body is a little ebook that will give you the 7 secrets, but also when you log in or when you ask for it or sign up, it'll immediately take you to a guided meditation as well to deepen your own body. And then I'm going to include another one, the Divine Feminine Self-Soothing Practice. And this is another way to connect to your body. And that's what it's all about, because there's a lot of pleasure to be had in your body. And we live in an anti-ecstatic, overinflamed world. And now is the time for us to claim our power, claim our brilliance, and see the beauty of our bodies as our temples. And I want to support you in that process. Okay, so before I close out, I want to say, please do the thumbs up on this video. It really helps my algorithms. If you haven't subscribed, please do make sure you subscribe, share, and I'd love to hear comments from you as well. So this article, 9 Ways to Embrace Your Feminine Power. Let me give you the 9 ways really quickly. Number 1, love your unique beauty. You are beautiful. You know, outer beauty is a short shelf life, and we are all going to get old. Now, if we live to 100 or 90, most of our life is as an older person. But our society is set up to be 20, 30, maximum 40, and then we're old, right? And we don't matter. But that's not true. I had an older woman say, yeah, you know, as you get older, you become invisible. You just need to become louder. And I loved that attitude. So really, just aging is a personal development program. And so number 1, learn to love your unique beauty. You are beautiful just the way you are. You're stardust. And you're unique. You're like nobody else on this planet. And if you spend your whole life not loving yourself, I mean, that's the name of the game. So love who you are and love the unique beauty of who you are. You are a crystalline manifestation of your consciousness. And that's so powerful. Number 2, slow down. Okay. In this evolutionary process, all of the outer planets that carry this evolutionary energy, you see 3i Atlas is touching all the personal or coming close to the inner solar system. It's touching all of and lighting up all the personal planets. So it's really asking us to do our inner work. All the while, the outer planets, Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune, Jupiter and Saturn are playing a role too, but those 3 outer that hold this real evolutionary energy have been playing this dance in the last year of moving from water, earth to air, fire. So they will complete that journey of moving all of these outer planets moving into air, fire in 2026. And that'll be like a skyrocket. I mean, you know, it's air and fire. What happens with air and fire? That's very fast moving. Earth and water. Earth is slow. Water takes time to process. It's been a slow, right, evolutionary process. And so we are going to be like, if you can't, you need to put your feet on the ground and you need to slow down. Number two, slow down because things are going to speed up. You need to stay grounded, okay? Number three, up your self-care practices. Check out the a divine feminine self-soothing practice link that I have down below. It's a bed practice so that when you wake up in the morning, or if you can't sleep at night, or when you go to bed at night, you're actually doing this qigong connection to your body and your emotions. I've been using it for years. It's so, so powerful. You need to make connection because intimacy, if you want intimacy with another, you have to create into me, I see with yourself. And that practice will help you do that. Okay, let's see. Where was I at? Number three, up your self-care practices. A lot of, oh, that's the other thing I didn't mention is, during this time, a lot of light's going to be coming at us. And so all the things that maybe you've been repressing or haven't been dealing with, either in relationship or with yourself, maybe addictive issues, they're going to be bubbling up and putting a lot of pressure on you for healing. So you can go into this kicking and screaming, or you can say, okay, I'm ready to look at these things that I haven't looked at, or I'm willing to look at these things that are coming up for me in my life right now. So staying open, right? That the three, up your self-care. Okay, practices. Number four, become emotionally aware. Most of us are emotionally immature, right? We, on a psychological level, we're operating on a 2, 3, 4, at best 5-year-old, having tantrums, shutting down, kicking, screaming, yelling. And so becoming emotionally mature, that's part of the shadow work process. And you'll see in the articles, I have links to all the stuff that'll help support you to learn this. I mean, from this one video, I have a whole like workshop, personal development workshop lined up for you. And then, okay, number four, become emotionally aware. So learn how to process your emotions. Learn what's underneath those emotions. Those emotions are guideposts for your own personal empowerment and for your aliveness. You see, stuck emotions in your body bring you down. And Three Eye Atlas wants you to wake up and be more alive and be in your light body. So it's so beautiful. Don't be afraid of them. Get the support that you need to look at these lower frequency energies. And sometimes it's not even about psychological processing. It's about just freeing yourself from that stuck energy in your body through breath, movement, and sound. Number five, connect to the sacredness of your body. Your body is your temple. It holds your soul. And so this all goes along with what I have been saying before. Check out that divine feminine self-soothing practice. Number six, honor your sexuality. Shame, out of all of the emotions, shame. So I'm just going to categorize them as sad, mad, glad, fear, numb, shame. We'll just kind of make a structural frame. Shame is the lowest frequency emotion. And collectively, it's actually in our pelvic bowl. I don't think I should use this other word because I don't want to get cut out from YouTube, but it's down there, right? And when we can shine a light and bring light to those places that are deeply hurt and wounded, and that can be from childhood, it can be from not being well educated as you came into your sexuality, and that's a big subject. But and you don't know what you don't know. How do you honor your sexuality, right? The other thing is not only honor your sexuality, but expand your sexual consciousness. And so that's a whole other subject. But you know what? I'll find a article that I wrote on sexuality, and I'm going to put that in as well, a link. Okay, one of my favorite sexuality articles. And then number seven, be more playful. Oh my God, I mean, we've all gotten so serious. Things have gotten so difficult and painful and fearful, and the world's coming to an end. I want you to get outside and connect to that little boy or that little girl inside you and remember how to play. Let go of the seriousness. I know it's hard. It's hard for me. I mean, when I was younger, work was play and play was work, right? And I want it to be that way. But as I've gotten older, it's a little bit more challenging. You get things behind your belt and experiences that have hurt you. And so it takes that much more energy to keep your heart open and Find levity in life and find playfulness. So I hope you have a playmate, someone that you go and play with. And number 8, listen more and talk less. And of course, I'm talking right now, your head off, but this is good information. When we talk with people, are we really listening to what they have to say? When you talk with someone, are you talking at them or with them? And are you listening to what they say? All of us, more of us, we talk more than we listen, or we just listen and we don't talk. So make this balance of being able to listen as well as talk. Okay, balance that energy and open your receptive channels. I mean, that's a big subject. Boy, oh boy. And then number 9, connect with nature. I was out today. I'm making a huge effort to spend time. It's such a beautiful time of year right now, putting my feet on Mother Earth, putting my tush on Mother Earth, really connecting with Mother Earth and with nature. And I mean, you should see my view from here. I can see the trees and the pine trees. The sun is setting, and it's so powerful. It's so easy just to stay inside, especially when it's cooler. I want you to get outdoors, put your feet on the ground, put your butt on the ground, connect to Mother Nature. She's powerful. She's beautiful. She's feminine energy. She'll help you open your receptive channels. She'll hold you in your wounds and your shadow. I hope you found this helpful. I'll do another video, maybe about shadow work, but I'm going to keep you updated. We still have the 21st, the new moon. Oh, and the new moon is at the exact same time when the Earth, the Sun, and Three-Eye Atlas are all in line together. Powerful energy during this time, and I just don't want you to miss the ride. So check out those links. Please thumbs up, share, comment, and I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Namaste.